Alright guys, Kazoo71 here on a new game called Orebound. This game released on 10/24/24. It is still in early access. Here's a little information about the game if you want to pause it here and read it. But basically you're a dwarf, you're going to dig, you're going to automate mining, and you also have to fight some stuff. There's a couple of things to fight like goblins, orcs, orc bosses, and then some boars. And then here is the price of the game, guys. Currently $24.99. It's in early access still. You can download a free demo. It's just over 4 gigabytes, the same size as the game. And you can play the actual demo a little bit, see if you like the game first before you buy it. That's what I did. So let's talk about the game. Alright, so once you load the game, guys, you're going to start what's called the Citadel. And you're a dwarf, as I mentioned, so there's your little room you start in. It's no big deal. You can't really do anything in the Citadel yet except for load the game. I walked around and tried a bunch of stuff. There's really nothing to do in here yet. I'm sure, though, we'll change it later. But you want to go here, and this is where you're going to start your game. You just look in here, just click anywhere. It'll give you a new game or load world. So you got your options in here. You can do a custom seed if you know a seed, or the random world, and it generates at random. And you got some different things. You guys can pause here and take a look at it. I don't want to hover over all these and talk about it. That's not what I'm here to do. Once you hit that deploy airship or go to airship, you just walk over here, you get on the airship, and once the airship goes, that's kind of the cutscene to the start of the game. So I'm going to skip all this. I'm just going to show you guys just a few seconds of it. And then, as you can see, airship departs. So once it departs, it goes. It's a single-player game, guys, so you can't play with other players. And then as you're flying along the airship, you can see the randomly generated world. Like I said, this is the cutscene for Orebound. There's the word for it and everything. It's going to land. You're going to get off. You're going to start wandering around, find you a place you want to build and start working at. So as you go along, you're going to pick up stones, sticks, and as you can see, there's giant holes in the ground everywhere. That's just how this is. It's really odd map that there's holes everywhere like that. So the sticks and soft stones and the mushrooms is what you can pick up right away. And there's the holes. I just wanted to show you guys that there's holes everywhere. Now, once you find a spot you want to build, first thing you're probably going to want to do is put down this guy here, which is the King Quest board. You slap this guy down, and he's going to give you some ideas of things to do, and it gives you money when you do them. So once you complete one of them, you just hit the complete button, and you get some money. Alright guys, so then the next thing you're going to do is use your build tool and build a upgrade station. The upgrade station is where you're going to craft your tools. You get better tools as you go along. You got to do that in the research table, which we'll talk about just briefly a second. I'm not going to talk about all these things in detail. I just want to give you kind of a review. It's pretty cool. You can set this down on the ground. You can set it down on foundations and stuff. So, but here's where you can craft a pickaxe, a shovel, and an axe. Those are the three things you majorly need to harvest: the axe and the pick. And then you also need the shovel to kind of level ground out. The shovel's really odd to use. Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. I'll do some videos on that later. So as you see, I dug a little hole. I kind of want to build down a little bit just to how I wanted to start it. So I'm just going to throw one of these little foundations in there, because you got to build 12 of them as one of the quests he has. So I'm just going to start with those. There's several different sizes. So as you can see, it has a snap point, but it's really hard to do. So once you get used to it, it's kind of simple, and you can snap them in the ground. You see I could snap it uneven in the ground. That's pretty cool, and I'll show you why in just a second. So once you get them where you want, you can pull your pickaxe out, and you can just take that ground out around it. Pretty cool. So I like that about this game. Alright, so let me show you the shovel. So I was digging in a hole, and here's the hole I made, and I didn't want to go there, so I'm going to use that shovel, and I'm going to kind of fill it in. So switch to the shovel, and it's going to give you like a highlight, and you just want to kind of dig there. It's kind of hard to make it level, but that's how it looks. So going forward here, guys, to just kind of jump in a hole, I just want to show you guys, these are some of the goblins. These dummies will fight themselves sometimes. It makes it really easy for you. So one of them has armor, one of them doesn't. There's also orcs and boss orcs. Hopefully I might put these in the video for you. But this is one of their little spots underground. So I wanted to show you guys, this is a large coal deposit here. And this is a smaller iron deposit. So this is where you can harvest stuff. You can harvest it with your pick. And you can use that little stone pick. It'll work right away. And then here's what you get when you harvest one of these guys. Now, just a quick tip, T will harvest everything at once. So if you just open the inventory, hit T and move on. That's what you want to do on these guys. It's quicker. I just want to show you this part. They do fight you outside, so they will be outside the they won't just be in the caves. They'll be out on the overworld as well. Now this is the research table, guys. You put this down. This is how you learn things. Let me just tell you guys, if you're wondering how to do things or what to do, look in here and just kind of scroll through the different tabs and click on the items. And on the items on the right side, it'll tell you what you learned from that. So if you're looking like how do I make a cog, click on that and it'll show you in the what makes what. And then you'll get there. The blacksmith is how you make cogs, by the way, if you're curious. That's early game thing. So here's a smelter. This is one of the first things you get and make, and I just want to show you guys one of this. It's the early smelter. Later on you have an auto smelter that works, but it works a little differently than this one. This one you just throw in the ore and some coal and it'll cook it for you, right? The auto smelter, you got to use crushed ore to do that. Here's the market, guys. This guy is where you put down and you can sell stuff or buy stuff. So there's what you can buy early game, and then you can sell anything you have in your hands. Now, this is a little mesh glitch and floating thing. That's one of the boars, but I wanted to show you guys a little bit of this floating mesh glitch. It does happen sometimes. It's early access. So here's the cauldron I made. This is where you can cook. And I'm going to throw mushrooms in there as soon as you have enough. I think it takes 5 or something like that, and some coal. Then it'll cook what you put in there. There's some other cooking devices later on, but this is the early one. Alright guys, let me show you a little bit about the build techniques here too. I'm not going to show you too much, but there's different pieces like I mentioned. There was a large wall, there's a small wall. So these are the wooden ones, so you can just see how it looks like. And they snap pretty easy, so just giving you guys an idea of the rundown here. If you're trying to set down a torch or something that you're trying to build and you don't have the materials, this is what's going to happen. When you try to put it down, it's going to not be highlighted in blue, and you see in the middle it was telling you what you need. So there were 3 things that you needed, and I was missing one of them. I'm sorry I flashed it so quick. Here's another part about this. You can make these long bridges with our stairways down. You can make bridges like I did, that one across, but here you go. Now you can see in the middle I have all the pieces for the torch. I went down and got some more. Here's the blacksmith, guys, I was mentioning. This is where you make the cogs at and stuff. Throw this guy down. When it's blue or yellow you can put him down, but if it's red you can't put him down. And then you just pick the thing you want. You got to pay this guy to make it, and you put some money in there, and you put the iron or copper, whatever you're using at the time, and then he crafts, and then that's how you get your cogs and other stuff. So here's a part about the game that's pretty useless right now. I don't know what this beacon does. You can name it, but you can't see it, so I don't know how to find it. So if you respawn anywhere around not your bed, good luck finding your way back. So let's talk about the bed. You put the bed down. Make sure when you put your bed down, you go in here and set your spawn. If you don't set your spawn, you'll spawn in some random spot. So set the spawn. You can change the color, and yeah, you can have different colors. Here we go. Let's talk about the first little mine or drill you have. This is the little bitty drill. It's an auto drill, but it's small. You got to put coal in it to make it work. Now you see that toggle button at the bottom. Make sure you remember to click that thing, guys, because if you don't click that thing, it won't work. So if you ever take ore out, make sure you click it again and turn it back on. I've come back so many times to this thing and it's not on because I've got to turn it back on. So it'll stop when it's full up. Okay. The upgrade, when you're trying to upgrade the upgrade station. So as you can see, I can't do it. You need 2 things there. You got to learn it. Number 1, you're going to learn it in the research table or research guy here. So once you have it learned, as you see I do, then you got to come back in here. You got to have the material. So number 1, you got to have it learned, and number 2, you got to have that certain amount of cogs at the bottom that is showing you. So jump into the blacksmith here. I'm gonna grab some of these cogs. Once I have all those cogs in here, I'm gonna show you how it works. Just come in here, hit that upgrade, boom, it upgrades. And now you can make those other tools. So you can make better tools like the iron pickaxe, the iron axe, that kind of stuff, and the shovel. So also the mace. The mace is probably the best weapon I've seen so far. There's the battle axe right here, but there's 2 regular goblins. As you can see, this thing does 50 damage to them, where the sword only did 25. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good weapon to use. Those were the goblins with no clothes on. I wanted to leave this part in here and show you guys. I'm just kind of editing around. I took like 10 hours of footage and just edited it down to this little 13-minute video. But here's a sapphire. So there's all kind of stuff down here you can get. Here comes one of the bigger orcs. This is a regular size orc. These do the most damage right here. Unless you're fighting a boss orc and he actually gets a hit on you, then they do a lot of damage. But those boss orcs, I think, are glitched right now because you can kill them really easy. You just got to back up, and they don't even have time to swing as long as you're backing up, and you just hit them. So let's hit this other orc real quick. I'll show you. Mace, a couple hits, boom, boom, 3 hits, he's down, right? So not too hard to do. And as I'm showing you guys, you're leveling out, you're taking out one piece at a time. I'll show you the T in just a minute. So just going forward here, I found me a spot underground where I want to build, and I'm building out of stone. Stone looks way better, and it actually looked like dwarven stuff. So there's the doorway, there's the door, just show you how it works. I think it's pretty cool looking. Alright, and then you have windows that you can set down. So there's regular walls, and here's the windows. You have a window extend, so this can go up as high as you want. And then when you want to cap it off, you want to use the other piece, and I'll show you guys what the other piece is. But the window's just a little slit that nothing can go walk through, and here's the cap to it. So when you cap it off, that's what it looks like at the top. So you can make it as tall as you want, right? So just jumping forward again here, here's one of the little goblins with armor, and here's the boss I was telling you about. This is basically called the large orc, I think is what it's called. But he can't even swing. As long as you're backing up, he don't have time to swing at you. It's just dumb. You can just keep hitting him, and boom, he's dead. So I wouldn't recommend fighting him with the sword, but yeah, you could. Well, you could, but you fight him with that. You see how I'm hitting T? Boom, open their inventory with E, and I hit T, and it just takes off. Watch. Boom, quick. That's how you want to do it. You don't want to mess around and go slow, man. So once you clear out, there's these boss camps or orc camps everywhere. Once you clear them out, you have these chests, and it's going to have some cool stuff in it, some good loot. Same thing, you can do a T to transfer all real quick. And you can also harvest everything in here. All the wood, you'll get wood from this stuff. You'll get some stone from some of those things. And so just kind of jumping forward here, I got the base layout of my stone base first floor done, and I wanted to show you guys kind of what it looks like for just a second. It's pretty cool looking. Get some more torches in here to look even better. Eventually get to a spot where you can use this auto drill. So you're going to use water. You have a water pump that just pumps water from anywhere, even a foundation. It's weird. And then it goes into a steam. You make steam, and then you take that steam and you can run a steam pipe, and it run into these other things, and you can operate that drill with steam. So just showing you going forward a little bit here, the conveyor belt system. So I have another one set up on the coal mine here, putting it into a splitter, and I'm taking the splitter and dumping it into this little storage thing that will store quite a bit. So you can harvest it, auto harvest it from a while. This is another system I set up over here, and I'll show you guys how it works here. Well, I'll get into more detail some other videos, but there's the thing. It's going to auto harvest that coal for you. It's going to keep harvesting until it fills up that storage place, and you can put double storages. There's a larger one you can get later. I don't have it yet, but this other storage, this one's that little miner, little drill. But here's the steam. This is the steam maker, the boiler. Put some more coal in there. You got to keep putting coal in it, and here's the water pump. So the water pump to the boiler, boiler to your steam pipes that run the other stuff, right? So eventually you can have it where it runs down a conveyor belt, and I have a crusher. That's a crusher I just passed, and this is the auto smelter, or the bigger smelter. So this takes the crushed ore and turns it into ore ingots. I don't know why I don't just do regular ore. It's weird. But just want to go forward a little bit here, show you guys inside the base again, because I think it's really cool. I like it. But here's what I was working on the second floor, and I'm going to end it here, guys. Just wanted to show you guys a little bit. But I love the game. It's really fun. It's really creative. It's kind of like Satisfactory a little bit, but with dwarves. So if you guys like it, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.